Hey there, mateys. This is Discovery Scouts, a Pirates of the Caribbean film series. Um, let's head outside for the back on the porch. Let's see how the deck is. Well, it's good to be world outside. I know what happens there. And Psycho Kid kills Psycho Dad, and for yesterday. And what happens to her for right now? He pulls over the brother that hits about my number with pistols. Jeffrey didn't notice about his weapon on it. He's got a new positions, new without the permanent for his dad. He walks it upstairs. He's pointing his gun at Jeffrey. He walks following him for the upstairs. He turns left for the round to the kitchen, to his living room, but he's playing a game. But he's got it playing a game. He disrespected him for no reason. Jeff watches over, pointed at his gun by Jesse. When I say, what the fuck are you doing here? Put the gun away. And Jesse told him to shut up. And Jeff says, do not tell me to shut up. And he got over it about just pointing out them. He got the confrontations with his living room. He got to turn off the electricity just really faster, and then exactly what it is supposed to be doing. I don't know about it. I really appreciate it. Declarative, suspended. Jesse give it his numbers about 86, 40, 12. That's just his code is. That's just we call it for $30,000 for the back of his bag. He won't be open it just about what ails him. Just all of it about just 10 to 15 minutes is less than doing about fight and confronts. He literally just pepperizing around themselves. He pointed at his gun. He yells at his dad. He yells at Jeffrey Sr. for no reason. Well, he says what else? He ails Jesse. He literally just gunshot him at his dad with his blood on his shirt the blood on his shirt. He certainly killed him. And Jeffrey freaks out for everybody he's killed Psycho Dad. And he pointed his gun at him and watches him on the camera and say, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But he says, don't move, give it his camera. He points on him. He tries to hurry up, tries to give it about for 5 minutes. He calls it about Elmer Police Department, and Jeffrey wants to call the cops. He's gonna be out of there at about for 5 minutes less. Jeffrey didn't notice about he hurry up. He tries to leave just permanently. He tries to open this car just to end him up for the Psycho series. It's his notice to say goodbye. I didn't notice it about looks like about the TV, the person on set, the TV shows. But he drives to Jeff's car, and he definitely just drive over. He opened the gates. He needs to be hurry up. He needs to be hurried. And Jeff is dead. Jeff is very pranked. He got his brain injury and what was going on. I didn't notice for 10 to 20 minutes or less. He flees to the country on Switzerland. He thinks that he leaves. He goes on into the train. He put the sunglasses on, and he gets out of the car and the keys, and just walk it to the train station. He goes to the airport, just in case. All this is about for the $100 for the $1,000 per person on one adult, and it just is paying him more or less at about for $30,000 for the bag. He literally just is being fine. Just to be finally. He just got out for sitting seats. He gotta find out where the seats is at. He finds out a word about Switzerland does. Finds a way to out of the United States and America for USA. Then he sends to the airport. He says goodbye for New Jersey. And he goes back to about 24 hours. 10 to 20, 12, about 10 to 20 hours. He thinks it looks like he flees. He flees for the which way, but Uncle Larry knows that Jesse Ware is gone now. But he kills Jeff, and he was sad. And Melissa mentioned, and Uncle George as just mentioned too. Tom, Teresa, and Aunt Jackie, and Uncle Charles. And I mentioned it before, the first time is Aunt Deanna, and Anita, Nancy, and Uncle Chris, but his brother Jeffrey. He literally just funeral away, just as pranked. He just saw them here once before. He was sitting on the trains to Switzerland. He's got out from the airport for 20 hours. He looks like there's sometimes looks happen for the exchanges. What is all this about? It's just really gonna change it. It's really franking me. I really the fuck that this is change. And it looks sunny. It was cold. It looks sometimes, and it looks a cold day. It looks about very cold out there. It looks hot. It looks about very warm outside for walking towards the city, welcoming to the Switzerland. It looks like about during the British, Asian, and Chinese, and French and Russian. And he walks towards the trails, walks towards all the way down to the mountains. But he victorious him, just as the permanently without the permissions, and he welcomed there for his new apartment, his new house. Certainly Jesse noticed about his sad. Jeffrey, Teresa, Jeff worries about Jesse, Uncle Larry, Tom, and Melissa, George, and Melissa, Uncle George, and Georgie. Georgie is a new friend of cousins, and Corin, Buzz, Zach, and Mark, and Julia, the Jesse's girlfriend. And certainly the person knows about it, he's sad about it. He reunited. He was literally just saw him what was happened there for his psycho dad destroys Xbox on December 22nd, 2012. And Jesse plays a game for Skyrim, where he plays on the living room. He barks and he alarms him. He opens the door from the backyard, from the outside the backyard. He walks inside just as fast as he can. He was invaded. He was taken over about just turning off electricity. Just to notice about annoyingly. I just watched it. It came over it about just about per minute as to the throwing as to the Xbox on the fire pit on the fireplace. And he just picked up at there, just wiped a little dot, just blowing around his game. He takes, but he steals what he says, but he says no more games. He tries to destroy it. It throws over about $100, and he throws under this driveway to the parking lot in the street wave. It's just sidewalk, and he laughs at him. But he tells him not to do that for no more reasons that it can be to tell us and anybody. can't be it about just 10 to 20 minutes or less. I don't think that always it's about just a couple of these, a lot of them. Somehow it looks the same thing, or one more, and much of the thing. And think about Psycho brother filming under the camera just to kick out for his friends, just to really figure it out. He tried to chase him. Psycho dad access laptop. And Jeffrey's smashed in the smithereens by Jeff. And he notices about 50 Psycho series, 50 about videos uploadings for every day. But he descended and vanished. And he just literal somehow he looks doing anything wrong. I think it also to be the exchanges in notice as it out there, and it looks like it to be the exchanges. I know Jesse knows about his dad, loves him, loves mom, loves his brother, loves his uncle, his cousin, his aunt, his another uncle, and another uncle third, his best friends, his girlfriend, whoever to be a reunited way. Just always be on the prank. Everything it looks to be very funny, as it looks all of them, and looks the same thing. But sometimes I notice that if you're anything, I'll always think a lot of always have been a time. Big Brother has about joining about last year, and he misses him every month a long time. He goes back to the rich resident's house. He's got to the filming every day. He always thinks it'll be a lot for the rest of the lives, final transmissions, and of the juggies, and those is called and Manning Corn, Julia Riley, Big Butter, Georgie Star Bulger, and McJuggerNuggets, and Psycho Dad, Psycho Mom, and Psycho Uncle, and Psycho Brother, Psycho Kid, and Psycho Friend. I've seen millions of sometimes, and kid behind the camera, Angry Grandpa, and Bridget West. And sometimes it looks about a really important you guys. What kind of means to, and you know that my dad just work on at the Seattle post office, and the house is almost about 19 years. Just as noticed as the one more year as the 20 years. As known as this wild as the coldest for Washington State, as cold as once the wild, as known as wildly as Los Angeles, California, as the residents of New House. And he'll know about for $1,000 my tremos to perform. Who looks at about not working. I didn't notice about the run with the treadmill. My dad's gonna pay for the. My dad's gonna be house pay for my treadmill. And then it's supposed to be about 4-year warranties of qualities and quantities. And mine's to about 2010, 2013. Mine's about 2014 to 2016. This is called restoration and incinerations, penetrations. This is RIP. Look sad. Okay, ladies, don't forget to subscribe for more contents. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Google, and Vines, gaming channels, the Juggy stores, and the Pirate Made Zahoy. Links, descriptions, and commitments on the stories. And thank you very much for coming in, you guys. And thank you so much, and appreciate it. For Psycho Kid, for Psycho McJuggerNuggets, and you'll come back in about 3 days. You're only thinking about your video all day, all week, all month, all year. But thank you for the appreciate it. For anyway, so Jesse, You're very proud of your dad. Very proud of you. Reunited to your family, your friends, cousins, and relationships. Friends is love. Thank you for coming in. See you tomorrow, Muddy. See you tomorrow, Pirate Mateys. Keep it Richard.